Michelle Hurd has given away my suspicions in this article. And the reason why I really wanted this article by trekmovie.com is because what Michelle Hurd says here confirms what I've been suspicious about the entire time. Do you remember at the Picard IMAX showing of the final 2 episodes?
I do.
At the end, when they did the discussion and Terry cut off the speaker who was talking about 7 of 9 doing more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry's been a little different. He's very up on Star Trek Legacy, but I believe that Alex Kurtzman told him, this is what I believe based on, and we'll look at this here. I believe Alex Kurtzman told him, just be patient. Just wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because Terry was very vocal about this, very vocal, and then zip after Picard was done. When it was and it was deemed a huge success, Picard season 3, by all accounts, Kurtzman, everybody involved in Star Trek, is season 3 was a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
Terry stopped talking about it, other than, yeah, no, I really want to do Legacy. We're not doing nothing. I really want to do it. I think what happened was Alex Kurtzman said, be patient, stop talking about it.
Right.
And the reason why I believe that is because of what Michelle, I mean, a lot of things have led us to this, but Michelle Hurd doubles down on it. And let me tell you something about Michelle Hurd. A lot of people don't like Rafi. Some people like Rafi. But one thing I will tell you Michelle Hurd is because she is a woman of color, because she is an activist in the community. She was one of the leaders during the strike, during the actors' strike, for all representation in Hollywood. And she takes a leadership role in charge on the set during her Star Trek time. Like she's a rally up the troops. She's like a leader. Okay. And she knows shit. I'm telling you right now, this woman knows stuff. We met her actually at the premiere.
God, she's so damn tall.
Very super tall, really nice woman.
Yeah, very nice and intimidatingly tall. Like I was like, oh,
she was my height.
Hello!
She was my height for sure, but she had heels on. So
that's true. Yeah, she was very nice though. She gave me a hug. Like in a world in Hollywood where everyone's like, put your mask on. She was very, very sweet.
Yeah, no, really, actually, I think, beyond the character and, making her a lesbian with 7, I think that really hurt Rafi. But overall, here's what I can tell you is that she's a leader, and she's like into the future leadership of Hollywood, and she knows stuff, and she's like totally tied in this. Okay. Here's what she said in an interview. She says, I love Rafi. She's my favorite character. We have hands, fingers, everything's crossed for Star Trek Legacy. I know that right now they're working on Section 31 for Michelle Yeoh, and they're going to do Starfleet Academy. That's going to be a series. And if the fans still want it, they'll start working on Star Trek Legacy. Let me say that again. If the fans still want it, they'll start working on Star Trek Legacy.
Fascinating.
She has power, guys. Let me tell you something about Michelle Hurd. She has power. Okay. And she's not afraid to be verbal. I would not be surprised if she's had conversations with people behind the scenes about her future in Star Trek, because they want, you got to remember, all these Hollywood studios, they want women of color specifically in their stuff. They want Michelle Hurd. Michelle Hurd's a hot commodity. Okay. And we know from talking to certain people that there was no way they were getting rid of her going into Picard season 3. They got rid of a lot of people, almost everybody else from the first 2 seasons of Picard, except for her and Jerry Ryan. And they said they were not getting rid of Michelle Hurd under any circumstances. Okay. She knows stuff. The fact that she's saying that. Now, here's the other thing. I usually get upset because when they say, if the fans want it, they'll make it. Okay. I fucking hate hearing that. And I apologize. I said I wasn't going to cuss as much anymore. I need to really control myself.
Yeah.
I really hate it
mouth
when they say this stuff, because us fans are screaming for it. We are screaming for it.
If the fans really want it. Are you kidding me, dude?
No, I'm just saying. So it frustrates me. But in this case, what she's saying is, listen very careful here. Section 31, Starfleet Academy. If the fans still want it, they'll be working on Star Trek Legacy, which means if you don't watch Section 31 and you don't watch Starfleet Academy, there is no Star Trek Legacy. Are you reading between the lines what I'm reading?
I hear what you're saying.
If there is no Section 30, if you don't show up to watch that and you don't show up to watch Starfleet Academy, there's not going to be a Star Trek Legacy.
No, then they're going to be really disappointed because I feel like a lot of people aren't watching that, man.
Right. So, yeah. And hopefully, and I wish that the studios were smart enough to understand it. And from a monetarily point of view, I get it. Like, if people don't watch Section 31, which I do think people might show up for the Section 31 movie to watch Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh is great. She was the best thing from Star Trek Discovery, by far the best character. I do see people showing up to see that. I don't see them showing up to watch Starfleet Academy. And so if the studio was smart, what they would have done is, let's do Section 31 movie with Michelle Yeoh, and instead of Starfleet Academy, let's do Star Trek Legacy, because that's what the fans want. Why are they not doing Star Trek Legacy? Because Alex Kurtzman has a hard-on for Starfleet Academy. The man has been wanting to do Starfleet Academy for years. Okay, they've been talking ever since they were back making the Star Trek 09 movies. He was like, Starfleet Academy. They tried to make Starfleet Academy into a movie, and he shot that down so that he could have it as a series.
Right.
He's really hard up for this. He really, really wants it. So he's being stubborn is the reason why we're not getting it. And I got to give a huge shout out to trekmovie.com because as they go into this article, they shout out our petition that we started for Star Trek Legacy. And it says here, as for the fans making a difference, and this is our point, campaigns for Star Trek are built into franchise history going back to Star Trek, the original series, right? The letter mail-in writing campaign. Last year, a petition calling for Legacy would have been cool if you gave us credit, but okay, you didn't. But it's here. It's linked. Last year, a petition calling for Star Trek Legacy garnered almost 64,000 signatures. Okay. That is the one that we started, and we can show you. I don't know if you want to show them where it is here. I'm sure all of you guys have signed it.
Oh, yeah. Did they link to it?
Yeah, they did. They linked to it.
Okay.
We went back and forth with trekmovie.com. They wanted us to change it.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones that wanted us to change it. That's right. They were like, well, listen, we're going to take off with Terry Metalis. And take Terry Metalis out of the description. And you know what I did? I was like, cool. We're going to add more Terry Metalis.
Well, I was honest with him. I said, look, it doesn't work without Terry Metalis. I don't care. Because, and I get Trek Movies' point. Like, their point is like, look, we just wanted them to keep making Star Trek and good Star Trek. And I said, you're 100% right. I don't think they are capable of making good Star Trek without Terry Metalis. So therefore, Terry Metalis has to be on this right here. So the same way Stargate should be made with Brad Wright, but that's a story for another day.
That's a story for a different day. And we had the meeting yesterday, just so you know.
Yeah. So Star Trek Legacy is going to be connected to a couple of different things. And I'm going to give you your thoughts here, Brian. I'll wrap up my thoughts. Star Trek Legacy is going to be wrapped into a couple of things. If people watch those other shows and it's still making money, then they'll make Star Trek Legacy. If those shows fail severely and the studio is desperate for a Star Trek win, they will grasp the straws for Star Trek Legacy if they can afford to make it. That's the two ways it's going to go. Is it tremendous failure or tremendous success or tremendous failure? If you get this middle of the road bullshit, we won't see Star Trek Legacy. So it needs New Trek. And the problem is New Trek's not going to be, I doubt it will be highly successful. And, unless we get shocked by Starfleet Academy, which means imminent failure could bring on Legacy if they're desperate enough for a Star Trek franchise they know will bring in people to view. What do you think, Brian?
No, yeah, I think that I see this as a veiled threat.
It seems like it, right?
They're like, you know what? Listen, if the fans want it, you want it? Yeah. Better take the slop then. You got to eat your vegetables if you want the dessert. You got to eat the Brussels sprouts. Not that it's good for us, but yeah, I think this is more like when they say that, they're saying if Star Trek is still popular enough for the studio to continue funding. And the rub is the guy in charge is determined to make Section 31 and Starfleet Academy, and most fans don't want it. And even fans of Discovery don't want it. There was a poll, and I desperately tried to find it for this show, for this clip, and for this show. And He was on Star Trek, r/Star Trek, the big Star Trek subreddit, the one where we can't even post anymore. They have
Well, we're not welcome.
We're not welcome. The two lifelong Star Trek fans with
and Star Trek experts.
Yeah,
yes.
with 700 million views about the topic. Right. We've watched and rewatched every single episode for the last decade. Shane has literally written the book, several books on the topic.
Not welcome.
And we are not welcome. They said, you are not welcome here, sir.
Literally, we don't want your kind here.
We don't want your kind here. We're like, what the? But then I just find it so crazy. Like, and it's not just us. They also don't want Rodderman Burnett. But like, for some reason, like people that are actual,
your kind.
Yeah. I guess it's our kind. Yeah. People are actual experts on the topic and massive, huge fans are just not allowed. But I'm on this giant subreddit with all these blue-haired people. And you think they'd be all about a Starfleet Academy, like a Star Trek show that completely drops the premise of being science fiction and just becomes a super inclusive, dramatic CW show. Bro, on that poll, you're talking about it was under 20% wanting to watch it. And that's their audience. That's their audience.
Because Star Trek fans are going to Star Trek. Am I right?
Right.
When you love the original series, you said, screw this Next Generation. Right? When Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise, well, actually, when those were over, people said, screw Enterprise. Right? And then when Discovery came out, they said, screw. That's the way Star Trek fans are. They love their captains. And the people who love, Star Trek Discovery, they don't want it to end. And it's ending because Star Trek Academy is going to be birthed. Yeah,
so what's funny is that the best perceived show so far from existing fans, coincidentally, has been Lower Decks.
It's because
I think for a lot of people they can enjoy it and not feel like it matters.
It has a lot of the old connection to it. It has a lot of good Easter eggs, and it's silly, and nobody has to take it serious.
Right.
So that's yeah.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Is Amber Heard, what's she saying here? I'm sorry, Amber, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Michelle.
Michelle Heard.
Holy crap, how could you insult her with Amber Heard?
I actually think Michelle Heard's way better actor and more attractive than Amber. I apologize. But listen,
Amber's got
what Michelle Heard here said.
Wait.
Did you think? Are you taking it as better watch the new Star Trek coming up if you want legacy, or is it just them keeping the waters warm in case they end up jumping back in the pool? Let us know.
I think she knows something. I think her and Terry. I think they all know something. They all do. I think they were promised something, not meaning that Kurtzman has to deliver, but I think he wanted them to stop talking about it. In so much. And so he got him to be quiet by saying, well, if you shut up, maybe we'll do it someday.
Hey, if you like this clip and you want to see more, then click right here and become a member today. Also, we do a live show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, totally free. So come on down and hang out with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you there.